Hi all, I'm Amy Ludwig Vanderwater. Welcome to Keeping a Notebook, a series of short chats where we explore writing. Here is Betsy the writing camper. She's my little writing spot where we will meet for each visit. Today's Keeping a Notebook chat is titled Filled with Books.
Hello, and happy May 1st. Poetry Month is over. We are not rolling dice anymore. We are back to straight keeping a notebook, thinking about all different kinds of things we can write in our notebooks. Maybe poems, maybe stories, maybe memories, all kinds of things. So I am back here with my homemade notebook where I am more than halfway through with it. So soon I'll be done with it and maybe making a new one. So today's Keeping a Notebook chat is titled Filled with Books. And all of us who read or who have been read to, we have books inside of us. You can't see the books inside of us, but they're in there. And the stories and the truths and the funny parts and the sad parts of books stay with us, even when we don't realize it. So what I did today and what I'm welcoming you to try is I thought about books that just have stuck with me. And there are many more than I have on this page here. But what I did, instead of just making a list, I drew a whole lot of blank book covers, and then I wrote the titles and the authors of these books. So I have City Dog Country Frog, Charlotte's Web, What the Heart Knows, Words to Live By, Rocks a Box and Mint Snowball, The Monument, Oh Brother, all kinds of Nancy Drew books. This is My Dollhouse, A Simple Act of Gratitude, Roget's Thesaurus, Exit West, and there could be so many more, but I drew all the little books there. And then I started writing about my feelings about these books. And I tried to start big about all the books and then go down to write about one. And I know I'll be doing this more, but I'll read you what I have so far. And then I did write a poem based off of what I started to think here. You can see I had some more design fun in my notebook. Sometimes when I'm thinking about what to write, doing something like this lets my mind play. I'm filled with many books. Books from childhood, books I've visited again and again, books I have read aloud to other people, books I have tried not to finish, I so did not want them to end, gift books, books I abandoned, books that crossed my mind from time to time, books I wrote in, books I copied lines from, books I dropped in the bathtub, so many different kinds of books. If you took an x-ray of my whole body, you might see bones, or you might see books, because I feel like in me is a whole block tower of books. Some of the books that have made the biggest impression on me are the books I feel lucky enough to have read aloud many times. I remember reading Charlotte's Web to Hope, Georgia, and Henry in our old house, sitting in a big round papasan chair all together. Hope, I think, was 5, Georgia 4, and Henry 2. And together we met Wilbur the pig and and his friend Charlotte the spider. Years later, Georgia told me she'd read that book, Charlotte's Web, over and over again. Sometimes I wonder if this is why she is such a strong writer. That beautiful book lives in her body. A great thing about being a teacher is that you have the chance to read aloud a lot. So I have a lot more room here, and I'm saving these pages. Actually, I'm going to glue something in here, maybe here, that I'll share with you now, because what I ended up doing is writing a poem about Charlotte, and I have it here, and I'm going to cut it out and then tape it into my notebook. I always like it when my notebook is filled with all kinds of things, and so I could just copy it in, but I think I'll tape it in. So this is called Charlotte. Here it is. You can see it. The spider was a writer, 8 legs and not so big. She wrote terrific in her web and saved a little pig. She could not live forever, for spiders never do. But Charlotte's web lives on. I ask, what can I do? How can I be like Charlotte, who knew just how to give? I never thought a spider would teach me how to live. So I wrote this, and then the weird thing happened is I remembered, and I really didn't even think of it till after. I wrote another poem about Charlotte, and it's in my book, Read. And this poem is called Stories. I'll hold it up so you can see it. And it's from that time, remembering reading to my children and thinking about how handling things in stories can sometimes help us later in life. So We have all our grandmas and grandpas are still living in our family right now, but this poem made me think about somebody whom Charlotte might have helped with facing death. So this is called Stories. I cried when Dad read Charlotte's Web. I did not like that book. I turned my face and dried my tears so nobody would look. Later, when I hugged my dad, he held me really tight. He told me tears heal broken hearts. I healed my heart that night. She wasn't real, of course I knew, but Charlotte's Web was true. The next year, when my grandma died, my heart was lost until I cried. Charlotte taught me what to do. So in both of these poems, I have Charlotte teaching me something. And when we write about books and book characters, we don't have to write about things that we are taught or that we learn from the characters. We might have a certain memory that comes from them. There might be something that made us laugh very hard. There are many ways that we can write from books, but it's kind of neat to start with thinking, what books are filling me up? And you might wish to do as I did and draw a bunch of little pictures and then start writing and see where that takes you. So happy book thinking and notebooking. I look forward to carrying on this conversation of all the different kinds of things that we can keep in our notebooks. You take good care.
Here you can see some of the books I am filled with and some of my jotting about these books. And here is the poem I played around with on the computer. My bookshelves are like my brain, a bit on the messy side. I feel very lucky that the third grade poets from Mrs. Iwanicki's class in East Granby, Connecticut are sharing their book poems at the Poem Farm today. You can find them at the Poem Farm today, May 1st, 2020. I wish you joy in your notebooks, thinking about the books that have shaped and will continue to shape you.